Hey there, today I made a really fun treat for the boys for after school. It's candy corn surprise. And I know what you're thinking, candy corn, how in the world could that be a surprise? But it is, because can you hear it? There's stuff inside of it. You can either put a ring with a bunch of candy or just some candy and sprinkles. Either way, you're gonna break it in half, and the entire thing, except for if you put a ring in it, the entire thing is edible, and kids absolutely go nuts over them. Your full supply list as well as the blog post are both linked below. Okay, so I'm going to start out with some tips here. I use almond bark, especially white, for just about everything. But however, on this one, I use those candy wafers that are already dyed. Wilton makes them. You can use white almond bark and dye it with either the food coloring that you get on the, I think it's McCormick, just the regular little food dye that you squeeze. Or you can use the gel that Wilton makes. However, both tend to make the chocolate just a little hard and clunky, kind of like what it's looking like now. It's harder to spread. The cure for that is to add a little bit of oil. Almond oil, coconut oil, olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever kind of edible oil that you have on hand will work fine, a half to a whole teaspoon at a time. Now, the reason that I started in the middle for this is because it's just easier to hold. So cover all of your cones the middle color. I chose yellow, orange, white. You can do any other way, any other color scheme. This is totally up to you. You cannot mess it up. So you're going to take the yellow and run it on the bottom of the cone, smoothing it out with the back side of the spoon or with the side of a knife. If you notice, a couple of seconds ago, I did add some more oil because it got a little clunky even after I heated it up. And another pro tip for you, if you ever burn chocolate, add some oil to it. It is literally a lifesaver. You cannot mess up chocolate if you have oil in your house. And again, edible oil, please. Okay, so take the bottom color, whatever it is, mine was yellow, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then on the bottom of your cone, you should still have a little bit left over that hasn't dried yet since we haven't put it in the freezer, and you can see little rings. I just took the yellow, put it in the Ziploc bag, clipped the edge of it, see, and just filled in each one of those circles. Very simple. And then using a backside of a spoon, I just smoothed it out and then put it in the freezer for a few minutes. And then we're going to be ready to do the top. And the top for mine is going to be white because I went with the white, orange, yellow scheme. Okay, see, already done. I think it took just about maybe 5 minutes. I think I left it in there just a little extra time. Okay, so for the white on the top, you can do the same thing with smoothing it with the spoon or the knife. However, I found it so much easier to scoop all of the white to the edge and just twirl. But work really fast in a kind of a cool room because you do not want the chocolate to melt on your fingers, just because that's yucky. And then you have fingerprints all over the bottom of it. And yeah, your kids probably won't notice, but you might. So you need to freeze it yet again for a few minutes. And then now we're going to be ready to fill them. I took candy corn, M&Ms, and sprinkles. Oh, don't forget to go ahead and pry up all those little circles that you made. And if you do it on the slip mat, I think that's what you call it, I find that you can lift the edge of it. The chocolate never gets broken. You can also use wax paper. That's really, really helpful in cases like this where you don't want the chocolate to break. Also, your last tip is going to be do not overflow these with a ton of candy and things because you want your kids to be able to see them from far off, run over to them, pick them up, shake them, wonder what's inside, and break it open and eat it. Also, if you're going to add a ring, go ahead and do it now because we're closing it. Last thing you need to do is take your bottom color, again mine was yellow, and line the bottom of your cone with the yellow chocolate, again whatever color yours was, and put the top on it. Let it set for a few minutes or put it back in the freezer until it's completely set and let your kids have them. That's what it looks like broken. I hope you loved the candy corn surprise as much as we loved making them. If you loved it, you can click subscribe here. I've got more ideas right up here in the eye. Also, I'll link a couple of videos right here. You can find us on Instagram at Brilliant Little Ideas or at brilliantlittleideas.com. Oh, and as always, the full supply list and the blog post are both linked below.